Are there different levels of fear? And is it that positive mindset that you need to tackle all fear?
You know what? No, it's about teamwork. Ultimately, I can't stress the importance of teamwork. You can only get so far by yourself. And then everything is teamwork. You look at the person that puts the coffee on your table in the morning to kickstart your morning. That's teamwork. The person that, if you could jump on public transport, the person that drives you from A to B to work, that's teamwork. You don't even realize the whole world is formed around teamwork. And I thought I knew what teamwork was. I was probably 10, 11 years into my military career, and I still didn't realize what teamwork was. I thought I did. I thought teamwork was just getting the best soldiers in the world, putting them together as a team and boom, getting them out onto the ground. But it's not that. And I talk about being dedicated and committed to each other. Because you can have the best people dedicated and committed to the cause, but if they're not committed to each other and not willing to work for each other and suffer together and celebrate, then you're not going to get to where you need to be, or you're not going to get to those elite levels. And I realized this. I'm going to take you back to a mission that I was on, that I realized how important teamwork was. Now, I thought I was the ultimate soldier. I was always point man, so first through the door. I had to sort of deal with these fears, but I talk about exposure, repetition. Every time I exposed that emotion, fear, then I take a layer off it, whether it's going around the corner, knowing that I was going into, that's taking the layer off it. That's exposing the fear. Okay. And every time you take a layer off, you get closer and closer to the nut, right? So you learn more and more about the emotion. For me, it was fear. So every time I took a layer off of fear, I learned more and more about that emotion. And when you learn about it, you learn how to harness it. You learn how to make it work for you. Because ultimately, if something doesn't work for you, it works against you. And with fear, that's an emotion. That's your emotions working against you. So every time I took a layer off of it, I started to understand the feeling. So every time I got to a corner or to a kicking a door down, I'd start to use the feeling or use the emotion to my advantage, going, I know exactly what's going to happen here. Even though it's really uncomfortable to do, but you have to keep exposing it, and repeat the process. And then boom, all of a sudden you've taken 20 layers off of it. You're never going to get to the nut, because that's when you're fearless, right? But you've taken 20 layers off, and you're like, I know exactly what I'm going to feel when I go to that door. I know exactly the chemical reaction that's going to happen in my body. I know exactly, who I've got behind. I know. It's almost being in a dream and knowing you're in a dream, when you can learn to harness those emotions, those powerful emotions like fear and failure, etc., etc.
Please do subscribe, hit the button.